Hello, welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isoboye, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. How did it all begin? Hi, how are you? We're back to the cafe. I enjoy being here, sharing what I consider beautiful moments with you. Today I would like to talk about something that has been in my boils for a while, and somehow recently it was triggered again. Yes, don't worry, relax. We're going to go through what I say the maze of the discussion. But like we always do, we start with a story. What I want to talk about today, I call it the God particle. Yes, you heard me. The God particle, the DNA. My first encounter with that word, DNA, or the three letters DNA, which means Deoxyribonucleic Acid, the genetic material that forms or codes the human physicality, was in my undergraduate days. I remember that was year 2, year 3. Yes, when one of our professors, Professor Ekeke, who is late now, lovely man. I remember I can still see his face, his smile, mustache and his beard. Soft-spoken, but very intelligent. When he introduced the subject, we have studied this particular subject before in our primary biology, but he brought the subject to life. First of all, before he began his lecture, he made us to understand that he was actually taught by those who elucidated the structure of the DNA. Watson and Crick, their name. Now he started by letting us know these were his teachers because he schooled in London, in England, I beg your pardon. So who actually elucidated the structure from history books? So many believe that the American biologist James Watson and English physicist Francis Crick discovered DNA in the 50s. But in reality, this is not the case. Rather, the DNA discussion has been there. It was identified in the late 1860s by the Swiss chemist. Tongue-twisting name, but I'll try and call it Friedrich Nietzsche. So when Professor Keke introduced the subject, quite intriguing, fascinating, the way he described the structure. There's something caught my attention with the structure of the DNA. It has this helix formation. And when you look at the helix formation closely, it looks like the sign of infinity. Now, the best way you can understand the DNA and how it works is to look at how computing works. Because from the computing, or rather from computer coding, it functions in binary sequence, 1 and 0, or ones and zeros. So everything we do about a computer, every code we create, runs on that principle. Same with the DNA. The DNA has 4 protein structure, or protein molecule as they are called. The A, C, G, T. A stands for Adenine, C, cytosine, G, Guanine, T, thymine. These are called purine and pyrimidine bases. Forgive me, but I need to go into a little detail. Then we will get to why I call it the God particle. Now, when you look at these structures, or the structure of the DNA, and all the chemical composition and structures, it sounds confusing. But I want to bring us to where, in my opinion, it all began. And that is what we do here at the Word Cafe. Let us look at the text from John's Gospel. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. Now we understand that God made man. Man was not spoken into being. He was made. And when God made him, He breathed into him the breath of life, or a man became a living being. But listen. It all began with the Word. The Word. Now, when you look at the DNA structure, with all the tongue-twisting names and everything, something stands out. Words. Follow me. Just follow me. We'll get there. Words. The DNA is called Deoxyribonucleic Acid. That is a word. Yes. And something I have come to understand looking at words from the etymological point of view. When you look at the origin of words and how far they have traveled, you come to see that more often than not, they lose their meaning, dissipating along the way like energy. So DNA is deoxy or deoxyribonucleic acid. I picked up that sentence and I went to check for the origin of these words. Follow me. Deoxy or Deo is a Latin word for God. Are you still there with me? I know. Deo is the Latin word for God. Like you go to certain places, say Deo gratia, thank God. Oxy, sharp, point. Yes. Ribo can be likened to the Jewish word for teacher, master, rabbi. Nucleic, simply put, the center, acid, fire. So when God spoke, he spoke to the center. The master introducing fire, not physical fire, but that energy from God. And man became a living being. So DNA is the God particle in man. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Are you still there? He said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So imagine if the Word, how do you call the Word in your language? Certain languages cannot define the Word because the Word is bigger than the language. So we look for something to connote the Word. In actual sense, the Word is bigger. Verse 4 says, in him was life, and the life was the light of men, the fire of men, the illumination. He went on to say, and the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehended it not. Understand something. That is why we all yearn for him. Who? Jehovah. There is that thing in us, the God particle in us, that draws us to him. No wonder he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Deoxyribonucleic acid, the God particle. Now, when you look at the combination from what Watson and Crick talked about when they elucidated the structure, referring to the A, C, G, T, these four molecules, purine and pyrimidine bases, form complex combination in creating, supposedly, our frame. Yes. I know. Your head is you're trying to wrap your head around it. That is the revelation, if I must say, I got dwelling on it. Now, you know what? You know what? Words create. Words are unseen. Form comes into being by the reason of spoken words. Now, sometimes you try to imagine how do we bring out substance from the invisible realm, so to say? How do we bring tangibility from intangibility? How do we bring the seen from the unseen? That is that power that is domiciled in God. Wow. The God particle, the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. The best way man tries to describe what he cannot describe is to look for something to connote that thing. Yes, we are made of him, his image, and his likeness. Well, this is what I have to share with you today. You are more than you know, friend. You carry divinity. Within you dwells divinity. You have the capacity to carry divinity. Infinity dwells in you. I gotta go now. Let me leave you with this, because we'll come back again very soon. Deoxyribonucleic acid, the God particle. Arts and Time, it has been with you on the Word Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HRO notebook on Amazon and on Roving Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see again. Bye for now.